So this is going to be a 30-minute mandala flow. And in mandala, we move in a circular formation all the way around the mat. So just remembering which is the front of your mat and the back of your mat. And we are going to connect to the water element. So quite a fluid flow, moving like water does creatively, but with purpose. And in that fluid formation with some fluid breaths. So if at any point you find that your breath feels a little bit tight or compromised, slow it down and remember that we always come back to the same space. So we're going to start in a child's pose. So you can come down to any child's pose that feels good for you. You could explore maybe with the knees a little bit wider for this first one, bringing the big toes together behind you. And then when you feel ready to do so, you can rock the hips back towards the heels. And with that sense of fluidity within the body, within the breath, maybe there's a little bit of a sway side to side to ease into the hips. When you feel ready to do so, walking the hands away from you and allowing the forehead to rest. If there's a gap between the forehead and the mat, maybe bending into the elbows, placing one hand on top of the other, resting the forehead down. And as you drop the tailbone back towards the heels, lengthening into the spine, close your eyes and find your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just following your breath without the need to change its pattern, without the need to judge. And just noticing where your breath feels fluid, like water, that energy that's constantly moving throughout the body. Noticing where your breath feels open and expansive. And also noticing where your breath feels a little bit tight or sticky or jagged. And remembering in this moment that there's no right or wrong. So as you breathe, just being with those breaths. The inhales as they come, welcoming them in. And the exhales as they go, allowing them to soften your body. And in the practice, we'll be continuing with a fluid breath. So try not to pause at the top or the bottom, allowing the inhales to roll into the exhales to roll back into the inhales. Just like waves lapping on a shore or ripples in a stream. And on your next breath in, we're going to slowly roll up to tabletop. So you can plant the palms, rippling the shoulders up over the wrists, and then bring the knees in underneath your hips. We'll take a couple of flows through cat and cow with that fluid breath. So with your breath in, can you lift the tailbone, soften the abdomen, lift the chest. And as you breathe out, ripple through, tailbone draws down, round into the spine. Inhale, tailbone lift, rolling through the spine up to the top of the head. Exhale, tailbone draws down, really round into the spine. One more time as you breathe in, lift through the heart space, tailbone lifts. Exhale, rounding back through. As you breathe in, come through to tabletop long through the spine. Pressing into the left shin, send the right heel to the sky. So think about your glute muscle switching on, squeezing the bum, and again, soften the abdomen and let the heart shine forwards. Take a breath in, fully into the belly. And as you breathe out, draw knee to nose and step your foot through between your hands. We'll ease into the hip space, so press into the front foot, roll the shoulders back and sweep the hands up to the sky for low crescent lunge. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, maybe you can sink the hips a little further forwards. Taking the left hand down inside the right foot. Breathe in, reach back with the right fingertips. And as you exhale, flow the hand past the earth and back up to the sky. Inhale, roll back, send your gaze back. And exhale, draw the hand past the earth and up to the sky. One more time, inhale, fluid with your breaths. And exhale, past the earth and up to the sky for your twist. We're going to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Bring the right hand down inside the right foot and walk all the way round to the back of your mat, keeping the heart rate low, the hips high. Framing your left foot, sink your hips and roll the shoulders back, shine the heart space forwards. As you exhale, plant the palms, step your left foot back for high plank. Exhale to lower, knees can come down or chaturanga, one long line. As you breathe in, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart space, cobra. Exhale, press the earth away and lift the hips to the sky. So downward facing dog. Remember, it doesn't have to be still, especially in these kind of fluid flows. Maybe there's a bit of a pedal, exploring how the back of your body feels. And if your hamstrings feel tight, then bend the knees, give yourself some space. Wrapping into the shoulders. So trying not to let the chest completely collapse, press the earth away. So really push down through all 10 knuckles. And as you breathe in, we'll float the right heel to the sky. Bend the knee and open your hip. We're going to take 3 circles with that right knee. So breathing in to open the knee a little higher. And as you breathe out, draw it back in. Inhale to open. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale to open. And exhale, draw the knee back in. We'll feed the knee through to the nose and step your foot through between your hands. We're going to stay on the ball of the back foot this time. Breathe in for high crescent lunge. Sweep the hands up to the sky. So palms face in, shoulders draw down the back body. Really press the back heel away. See if you can straighten up into the back leg. And as you breathe in, we'll open the heart space. Draw the shoulder blades back. And as you breathe out like a wave, fold forwards, rounding through the spine. Inhale to fill up, lifting the heart. And exhale to round back through, just like waves. Fluid with the breath. Inhale one more time to lift. And exhale to round through the spine. Hands come down to frame the front foot. Left hand stays where it is. Breathe in, right hand lifts. And you can either stay in here in your twist. Back knee can come down if you need the support. Or as you exhale, can you shift to the outer edge of your back foot? Send the left hip down and reach back with right hand. Inhale to lift back up to your twist. Roll to the ball of the back foot. And exhale, send it back. Revolve Skandasana. Inhale one more time with the breath to lift the hips. Exhale, bring the right hand down inside the right foot. And we'll walk around to the left with the hands to find your wide-legged fold. So toes turn in. Find the hands underneath the shoulders. Take a breath in to ripple up to halfway lift. And exhale to hinge forward from your hips. One more time, press into the fingertips. Inhale, lift. And exhale to roll back through. As you breathe in, walk the hands around to the front of the mat, framing the left foot. Pivot to the ball of the back foot, sink the hips again and roll the shoulders back. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, plant the palms, send it back to high plank. Lowering through either knees down or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, or maybe upward facing dog. Exhale, roll the hips back and up to the sky. Downward facing dog. And we'll take 3 breaths here. So if you want to bring the knees down for a child's pose or tabletop, you can. You could stay here in your downward facing dog, taking a bit of fluid movement. Or maybe you want to take 3 waves. So if you're with me, breathing in, rolling forwards to high plank. And exhale, bend the knees and roll the hips back and up to the sky. So can you find that movement in your spine? Inhale, roll forwards, high plank. And exhale, roll the hips back and then up to the sky. Inhale one more time, forwards. And exhale, back and up with your hips. Landing in downward facing dog, drawing the heels down towards the earth. Good, we're going to pop the knees down, back to our tabletop, and take that same flow to the left. So spreading into the right shin, breathing in, we'll lift the left heel up to the sky. So really work your glute muscle, squeeze the bum to lift, soften the abdomen and send the chest forwards. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, draw the knee to the nose and then step your left foot through between your hands. So pressing into the sole of the front foot as you breathe in, sweep the hands up to the sky for low crescent lunge. As we work into the hips, sinking the hips maybe a little further, but try to keep the lower back drawing down. Breathing in where you are. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Inhale, sweeps the left hand up to the sky. And holding it there, drawing back through the left hip. So we'll take those 3 circles with the left hand, breathing in to reach it back. And as you exhale, sweep it past the earth and forwards. And maybe you follow the hand with your gaze, breathing in to reach back. And exhale, past the earth and up to the sky. Inhale to reach back. Exhale, past the earth and up to the sky. Good. As you exhale, we'll bring the left hand down inside your left foot. Come to the top ball of the foot, lift the knee, and walk all the way around to the back of the mat. How fluidly can you transition? Plant the palms either side of the right foot, sink your hips and roll the shoulders back. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, plant the palms, step, try not to slide the right foot back, high plank. Lowering through, elbows hug the sides of the body. Inhale for your back bend, lift the heart. Exhale, back and up, downward facing dog. So again, taking a moment to find the pose, any movement that you need. Or maybe you're still, and maybe that fluidity is within your breath. So the breath is constantly moving, shifting and adapting. Spreading into the palms, finding that lift through your tailbone, heels drawing down towards the earth. They don't have to land, they just want to be drawing down in that direction. So right foot stays where it is. Breathing in, left leg lifts up to the sky. Keep the chest level where it is. Can you bend into the left knee to open your hip? 3 circles with the left knee. So as you breathe in, open the knee a little higher. And as you breathe out, close the hip by drawing the knee round. Inhale to open. And exhale, draw it round. Inhale one more time to open, keep the chest square. Exhale, draw the knee round. And then we'll draw the knee to the nose and sink it through, foot between the hands. So staying on the ball of the back foot, breathing in to find your high crescent lunge, find the balance. Hug back through the left hip. And really think about pressing the right heel away from you, trying to straighten up into the back leg. Palms face in, shoulders relax. Take a breath in where you are. And a breath out to root. And as you breathe in again, bend your elbows, draw the shoulder blades back, lift the heart. And as you breathe out, round through the spine. So finding that fluidity where you can. Inhale to ripple back up, lift the heart. And exhale to round back through. Inhale one more time to lift. And exhale to round back through. Good, we'll plant the hands down. Right hand stays where it is. Breathing in, left arm lifts up to the sky. Either holding it here, back knee can come down. Or as you exhale, maybe shifting to the outer edge of your back foot and sinking right hip down. Reach back with left arm. Inhale to roll to the ball of the back foot, back to your twist. And exhale, find Reverse Skandasana. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, left hand down inside the left foot. We pivot around to that wide-legged fold. So pivoting on the heels or the toes. And then bringing the toes slightly in as you fold. And this time we'll walk the hands a little bit further through between the feet. Maybe you stay propped up on your fingertips, or maybe you can turn the fingertips away from you, planting the heel of the hand. Option to explore a headstand here if your head comes down. Maybe you interlace the hands around the back of the head, bringing the elbows down. Or you could try a little tripod headstand. Or just staying here, breathing, finding that fluidity once more within your breath. And if you've lifted into headstand, slowly bringing the feet back down. And we'll walk the hands around to frame the right foot. So back to the top of the mat. Planting into the ball of the back foot, sink the hips and roll the shoulders back. Good, exhale, plant the hands, step, try not to slide that right foot back, high plank. Exhale to lower through. Inhale for your back bend, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Exhale with the breath, downward facing dog. Good, take a breath in through the nose and let it go out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll go for our next mandala. Breathe in, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose, step your right foot through between your hands. You're going to ground down through the back heel and open into warrior two. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, gaze over the right middle finger. So can you sink the hips a little lower? Drive the right knee forwards and towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Keep the bend in the knee, flip the front palm, breathe in, lift the heart. And exhale, we send it straight through to side angle, forearm to thigh. Inhale to reverse your warrior with the breath fluid. Exhale, back through to your side angle. One more time, inhale, reverse the warrior, maybe you hover the back hand. And exhale through to side angle. And maybe instead of bringing forearm to thigh, you reach forwards with the right fingertips. As you inhale, press into the heels, lift back up, warrior two. And turn the right toes out to the long edge of the mat. So my back's to you, so I'm going to turn round, but you stay where you are. I'm going to find goddess. So turn the heels in, toes out, and sink your hips. Again, knees want to be tracking out towards the pinky toe side of your feet. And bring the hands up to those cactus arms or goddess arms, elbows in line with the shoulders. And we'll take a breath in again to draw the shoulders back to lift the heart space. And as you breathe out, send right elbow to right knee. With the breath, inhale to lift. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale to lift. One more each side. Exhale, right elbow, right knee. Inhale back to center. And exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale back to center. Good. So we're going to pivot towards the back of the mat. So can you lift your right heel? We're going to pivot on the ball of the foot to close the hips to the back of your mat and send the hands up to the sky. So this is where I need to turn around to make sure I'm with you. So we're in high crescent lunge facing the back of the mat. And from here, as you breathe in, reach high with the fingertips. And as you breathe out, can you hover your back knee just above the mat? Inhale to lengthen the back leg. Exhale, hover the back knee. Inhale one more time to lengthen the back leg. Exhale, bend into the back knee and hover. Inhale to lift it back up. Exhale, float the hands down, frame the front foot, step left foot back, high plank. And lower through, knees can come down or chaturanga. Inhale like a wave, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale like a wave, roll the hips back and up to the sky. So in your downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat, spreading into the palms. And take 2 full breaths. So if you need to release the breath out through your mouth, you can. Sometimes the heat can start to bubble up and make us feel a little frustrated. So clearing the breath, maybe even taking a lion's breath and sticking the tongue out as you exhale, making it audible. So we're still working on our right side second mandala. So from downward facing dog, breathing in, right leg lifts to the sky. And we're going to bend into the top knee again to open the hip. And either holding it here, squaring the chest, making that right knee as high as you can. Or maybe you can send the right foot up and over behind you, stepping it off the edge of your mat for wild thing. If you're in wild thing, lift the heart, squeeze the glutes. And as you exhale, we flip it back through our 3-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose, stepping the right foot through between your hands. We're going to lift back up to high crescent lunge, so stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, sweeps the hands up to the sky. So rooting with the breath. Breathing in to lift along through the spine. And as you breathe out, we'll twist to the right from your navel. Inhale to lift back up to center. And exhale, twist to the left. Keep the hips facing forwards if you can. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale to the right. Inhale back up. And exhale to the left. Almost lost my balance. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, take the hands down inside your right foot. You're going to heel toe the right foot wider for lizard lunge. So sink the hips. Back knee can come down if you need. And with this fluidity within the body, within the breath, maybe there's a little bit of movement as you ease into the hips. Roll the shoulders back, shine the chest forwards. Take another breath where you are. And then on your inhale, walk the hands through to the left. Can you pop your left heel down, but keep the leg long. Bend into the right knee for Skandasana, your side lunge. So the right heel might not come down, that's okay. Maybe the left toes start to lift towards the sky. Think about opening into the left hip, so kneecap up. Sinking the hips and lifting into the chest. We take one more breath, maybe the hands stay rooted, maybe they come to heart center. And then we'll move to the other side, so either bringing the hands down, walking through, or maybe you can keep the hands where they are and pivot to the left. Bending into the left knee, right toes maybe start to lift towards the sky. Keep the lift in the chest. And as you breathe out, we'll bring the hands down to frame the left foot. Pivot to the ball of the back foot. Sending it back either to high plank and taking your vinyasa, or skipping it and going straight to downward facing dog. Move with those fluid breaths. Inhale to roll the shoulders back. And exhale back and up with the hips, downward facing dog. Okay, take a breath where you are. Spreading into the palms. Let the head and the jaw be relaxed. Long through the back of the neck. So we're going to flow through the left side and then we'll bring it down to the earth. So breathing in, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, knee to the nose, shifting the weight forward, step it through. Ground down through your back heel. Press into the heels and inhale, open to warrior two. Good, bend into the left knee, sink the hips, press through the outside of the back foot. As you breathe in, flip the palm, reverse your warrior, lift the heart, squeeze your glutes. And as you exhale, send it straight through to side angle, forearm to thigh. Inhale, find the fluidity from the waist up, reverse your warrior. Exhale, send it through to side angle. Last time, inhale, reverse your warrior. Maybe you hover the back arm again. And exhale through to side angle, or maybe you reach the left fingertips forwards. Good, inhale, press into the heels back to warrior two. And exhale, turn the left toes out to the long side of your mat. And again, we'll take our goddess pose. So heels turn in, toes turn out, and sink the hips. And work with that fluidity within you. Maybe you have a little bit of a sway to find center. Sinking the hips, tailbone draws down. We'll take a different flow this side. So as you breathe in, sweep the arms up, straighten the legs, palms touch. And exhale, sink the hips, bring the hands back through. Inhale to lift. And exhale, bring it back through, sink the hips. Good, inhale to lift. Exhale, sink it back through to your goddess. Rest the hands on the knees, breathe in, roll the shoulders back. And as you breathe out, press right palm into right thigh and draw right shoulder to left knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, press left thigh away, left shoulder to right knee. Inhale to lift back up to center. Good, and then we're going to pivot to the back of the mat. So lift the left heel away. And slowly, can you pivot on the ball of the left foot to close the hips to the back of the mat? So back in our high crescent lunge. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, send the weight forwards, hands come down, step it back to high plank. Lowering through, or remember you can skip the vinyasa if you need. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, back and up with your hips. Downward facing dog. So remember, if you need to let that energy flow, let it go out through the mouth. Finding those fluid moments where you can. It doesn't have to be still or static. The breath is constantly moving. The energy is constantly moving. And maybe your energy levels are a tiny trickling stream today. Or maybe they're a roaring ocean. Always coming back to that water element. So let's finish our left side. Spread into the palms. Breathe in. Left leg lifts to the sky. Same thing. Bending into the top knee to open the hip. And either staying here with the chest level, drawing the knee as high as you can. Or if you want to go for wild thing, press into the right hand, right foot. And carefully step the left foot over behind you. Think about squeezing the glutes to lift the hips, lift the heart. Strong through the right arm as you exhale, bring it back through to your three-legged dog. Left heel lifts, exhale, draw the knee to the nose, plant the foot. So we lift back into our high crescent lunge. Inhale, stay on the ball of the back foot as you lift. And as you exhale, twist from the navel to the left, arms wide. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale to the right. Can you keep your hips facing forwards? Inhale to lift back up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the right. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, float the hands down inside your left foot. So heel toe the left foot wider so that you can find your lizard. Remember, the back knee can come down. Think about drawing the left hip back and shining the chest through. Taking one more breath where you are. And if you're on the back knee, tuck the back toes to lift the knee, and we'll walk the hands around towards the right. Can you turn your right heel down for your Skandasana again? So maybe your hips are feeling a little tight. You could lift out of the pose and take a little bit of fluidity if it helps. If you're feeling pretty rooted, pretty grounded, the hands can come to heart center. Or maybe this time the left hand stays rooted and the right arm lifts to the sky. No right or wrong. We're going to take it to the other side. So as you breathe in, hands could come down or they could stay up at heart center as you travel to the right side. Bending into the right knee, either hands root. Hands could be to the heart center or right hand could be rooted inside the knee and left arm could lift. Stay with the breath, keep it flowing. And as you breathe in, we walk around to finish our circle, framing the right foot at the top of the mat. Plant the palms, send it back as you exhale, lower through last vinyasa. Hug the elbows in. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart space. And exhale, back and up with your hips, downward facing dog. Take a breath in through the nose. And let it go out through the mouth. In through the nose again. And out through the mouth. We come down to a seat so you can jump through. You could drop the knees and send the hips back however you want to come down. Oh, that was 4 full circles around the mat. So we're going to come to Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together and send the knees out to the side. Now, if you find that this is a lot for the inner thighs, send the heels further away so it gives you less intensity. If you want a little bit more, you can draw the heels closer towards you. No right or wrong in this moment. Bringing either the hands to the ankles or the soles of the feet. And we're going to fold forwards into the stretch. So as you breathe in, can you roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And as you breathe out, hinge from your hips, send the chest forwards. Don't worry how far you fold. So if you feel a little bit more open in the hips, maybe the elbows come down towards the inner thighs or the shins. Maybe you can apply a little bit of pressure to the knees. Or maybe you want to walk the hands further forwards in front of you, dropping the chin to the chest, finding that space in the spine. Tailbone draws down and a slight hug up through Mula Bandha. So thinking about pelvic floor lifting. And softening your shoulders, softening the elbows. We'll take 2 more fluid breaths. So coming back to that fluid energy within you, the waves, the ripples, those tiny fluctuations. And on your next inhale, when it comes, there's no rush. You can slowly lift yourself all the way back up, back to your seat. We're going to come down to our back. So a couple of ways that you can come down. You can stay in Baddha Konasana if you want a little bit more of a challenge, pressing the soles of the feet together, knees wide, and reaching forwards and slowly lowering inch by inch. If that feels any tension to the inner thighs or the lower back, you can plant the feet and do the same thing, lowering slowly. If you want to just melt yourself down, you can just melt yourself down. So there's no right or wrong, as I keep saying. And when you do come all the way down to the mat, let your shoulders relax and keep the bend to the knees. And we'll take the knees left and right, right and left. So just allowing the lowest part of your spine to find the earth. Let the upper body spread out, shoulder blades draw away from each other. And before we settle into the stillness of Shavasana, you can draw the knees in towards your chest. And maybe there's a wrap of the arms around the shins or the back of the thighs. Maybe the forehead lifts up towards the knees to counter into those back bends, rounding into the spine. Or maybe you prefer a happy baby. You could split the knees, reaching for the ankles or the soles of the feet. Taking any last fluid movement to let yourself find any last little movements that the body wants to make. And then when you are ready to settle into the stillness, you can let your legs go, maybe with an exhale breath. Let the feet root. And if you've got any tightness to the lower back, you can keep the feet where they are, letting the knees just gently drop in. If you prefer to land in Supta Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet could come together, knees winging out to the sides, letting the pelvis relax. Or if traditional Shavasana is where your body wants to be, send the heels to the bottom corners of the mat and let your toes gently roll out to the sides, relaxing into the hips, the pelvis. And maybe the hands rest on the body if that helps you to come back to those waves of your breath. Or maybe it feels better for you in this moment to let the arms drape down by the sides of the body with the palms facing the sky. And any final adjustments that you want to make, maybe there's a hug of the shoulder blades down the back. Maybe there's a gentle rock of the head side to side into the earth. And when your body settles into those still moments, close your eyes and just let yourself land back on the breath. And as I said before, your breath is like the waves or the movement of water, constantly flowing. So watching that prana, that life force as it enters the nostrils, and watching it as it travels through the back of the sinuses, down through the back of the throat and into the lungs. And watching how it makes your body feel as you breathe out. The air leaves the nostrils maybe a little warmer than as it came in. And being with that gentle tide, without the need to control it, without the need to judge it or fix it. And if at any moment your mind wanders off, just bring it back to the breath. A couple more moments here, just to be, to breathe and to receive the benefits of your practice. as the back of your body is rooted. Just coming back if your mind has wandered. No need to judge. And taking a couple of deeper breaths, drawing in that life to the body. And on your next exhale, when it comes, open the mouth and let it go with a sigh. Taking another breath. And again, letting it spill through the mouth. And bringing some life back into the body with some movement. Intuitively, just exploring the space around you, maybe rolling or rocking, or wiggling the fingers and toes. And there could be a stretch or a hug of your knees in towards you. And when you're ready to come back to a comfortable seat, you can rock and roll yourself up, or maybe rolling gently to one side and pressing your way back up. And keeping your eyes heavy or closed, landing into Sukhasana, your easy seat. Hands can rest on the knees or in the lap. Finding that gentle lift through the spine, let your shoulders roll down the back of the body. And take a couple of moments here just to feel how you feel. And really feel how you feel. There's no right or wrong way to be. There may be a shift or a change from when you began the practice. There may be something physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. And there may not be a shift at all. But just feeling inwards into that inner world, picking up on any signals. And with whatever is rising for you, remember that that's what makes you who you are at the end of your practice today. And with all that is rising for you, we'll seal down our practice by bringing the palms together at heart center, sealing in this time on the mat together, and resting the thumbs to the heart center, that place of joy, love, and compassion. Thinking of one thing today that you're grateful for. And breathing into that thing that you can be thankful and grateful for. And I invite you to bow your head down to your hands. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.